I'm Francesc Bernal. I work in a catalog sale organization called Venka. And our website, our online site is the 60% of our billing. But 2 years ago was only 35%. So I will try to explain you the travel we have made from 2 years ago, since 2 years ago from now, where inside my IT department, inside an organization, both in a hierarchical way to make things, to develop projects. Today, my organization is still hierarchical, but IT department, no, has adopted agile methods, etc. This morning, while I was listening to the great presentations of my colleagues, I thought for a while that I was working in another organization, not Venka. Why? Because they have explained things that we have suffered. So I will explain similar things too. I will try not to be repetitive. Especially in this slide. Okay, I think you know it. 2 years ago, and nowadays too, okay, develops work fine developing only code. If there was a problem of ops, okay? That was no mean that develop was a highly level than ops, but when the code was in production, if there was any problem, it's ops who work around it. Okay, it's real life. I had to put this, not to seem I have copied this slide from the presentation, okay? Second idea, remember that I'm talking 2 years ago, is that we were not sure if web DevOps is a collaboration or just a way of ops losing responsibility. Okay, I'm a sysadmin at Venka, and that was a fear. Okay, why? Because we didn't know what's DevOps. Okay, nowadays there are a lot of people that doesn't know DevOps. Yesterday we saw some statistics about it. This question was real, was not only in the papers. People in my team, in my organization, had this fear. Okay. How was Venka, IT Venka team in November 2011? Well, there was, we could say that there was 3 worlds working inside the same office, but living his own real life, okay? The developers, the internet developers, doing his job, ops and systems doing another job, okay, inside the same organization. And we have, nowadays too, AS4000, IBM AS4000 ops team too, okay? It sounds quite romantic, but it's a system that it's our core business, okay? What the developers thought, okay? 2 years ago, our web was absolutely independent of the IBM system I, independent of the task of sysadmins, okay? So developers thought, okay, I'm free, ops fails, I am, okay, no matter. The web still is working, no impact for me, for my team. I can virtualize alone, okay. For the ops system, okay, internet is not our territory. We have not worked. Why? Because inside my organization, ops system have to keep all the desktops. We have 400 users, internal users. We have enough work to keep servers up and running, desktops up and running. users that the PC doesn't start up and running. Okay, internet is no other territory. The IBM Ops, what is Dev, what is Ops? AS4000 never fails. I think this is a universal law. AS4000 never fails. Okay. After all, this way of thinking was the technical reality we had 2 years ago. A web absolutely separated, okay, isolated. Our data center, it's not like this. The cables, yes, but it's smaller, okay. And IBM System I, the core, our business core, had several jobs to translate to get the information and put it in the web system and keep it up and running. The way from AS to web was once a day, but we capture what was happening in the web every hour, okay? But what happened in March 2012? Well, the organization decided to start a project to put the web inside the mobile, okay? Not an app, but a website thought for mobile. At this point, several things happened. For instance, our CIO, that was in the last 20 years, left the organization. We had a new CIO, new ideas, new projects, new challenges, and IT department adopted the agile methodologies. This is not the made such as this, but they began to develop first with a little team, develop using Scrum, okay, daily meetings, weeklies, retros, etc., etc. This project made that our AS100 was online with mobile web. Okay, this was a big challenge. So we started the project. I want you to see the colors of the ticket because it's meant to show the different jobs of the different teams. Okay, the web developers had jobs like this. We had to put a good line because we decided to have the web and communicate with the IBM system using web services, etc. And the AS400 never fails. Okay. Okay, the project was developed and put into production. We thought, or the organization thought, that it will be the 5% of traffic of all of our web, but somebody thought that, okay, in 3 months it will be the whole web. So the system we have developed had to put in the whole web. So here in Spanish we call this Zasca. So we had our first Zasca here. Okay, we have to do some work, some additional work. Okay, but this is we were in the same boat. You told me that the mobile web was only 5%, so I can leave very well, but I'm gonna be a web absolutely different. So this project had to put our first common action plan. Be careful with the words action and plan. We had a couple of tasks coordinated by our CIO, the teams using Scrum, using Kanban board, etc., but working in parallel mode, not in a deep collaboration. The colors of the post-its are still as before because every team had their tasks, okay? It was an important project, so our CIO, his mainly task was coordinate and block a lot of other projects because users and the different departments even want more and more and more and faster. Okay, we were not prepared to do that. After that, the project was going on, so it finished, and in June of 2012, we had all put it in production, the web online, the data center with the same cabling, and the IBM, okay, here is not never fails, but it does. So everybody was happy, a lot of woohoos and ahas and give me 5, okay. We have done a good work working together in parallel mode using Scrum, okay, yeah, agile methods. It seemed that the real life has ended, the project was ended, and we could do other things. But after 3 months, I think Homer has appeared here the second time. We had a lot of headaches, okay? Why? Okay, it's a real thing that the business pushes, and you have to hurry up to put things in production, okay? That caused a lot of bugs of the deployment, not for a bad job, but for the hurry, okay? These bugs produced uncertainty to IT department and the other departments, okay? We had velocity problems. It seems that, for instance, too many calls to web services. We put in production a MongoDB, and sometimes it goes down or slow, and then made the web crash, okay? After all, the organization had, or the IT department, I don't know how to say it, had fear to deploy. Okay, oh, today is working. Don't touch anything, okay? It made a loss of trust in platform, not only in IT department, but too in the direction team. We call it CODI. So my CEO had to spend a lot of time explaining why that was failing, okay? Oh, oops, I think my CEO's wife put this stick here, sorry. But it's real. Sometimes my CEO's wife saw that the web is not working because we had to hurry up. We had not a monitoring system. Okay, why? Because the things we monitored was enough for the 1 year ago before, but no, not at this time. Okay. The ops team, the AS4000 never fails. Okay, but subrouting or software developed inside, yeah, can fail. Another things, the project put new features, new software in production, and the ops team didn't know how it worked. So, in case of problem, nobody was able to know who call when a problem was, okay? Especially by night. The sysadmins, there was problems with line, load balancer. We had to learn about all of this. How does Mongo work? It's very, very new, and nobody has explained it. There are servers down, lots of problems. That made we had to react, not to be proactive, okay? The organization, we saw problems in communication and information, but the word communication, I've worked in Venka the last 20 years, and I think the bad communication is a thing that I have heard from the first day from now on. Okay, we have done a common plan, but really was, okay? Lots of doubts. So it make it probably this. Yesterday we were talking about ping pong, okay? We are rough and we have really fight, okay? I don't know where is my CEO, where is my CIO, the users, but I'm sure that IT department is at the bottom of this fight. You know, I think you agree, you know. What happened? Okay, we have forgotten some concepts. One of the most important are here. We broke the Conway's law. What tells the Conway's law? The Conway's law says that when an organization starts to design informatic systems, it does the same way the organization communicates or the communication flows. So the systems reflects the social infrastructure of the organization. Okay, as DevOps or agile our culture, we were changing the culture of the organization. Okay, so be sure that this is a conflict, a source of conflicts, by sure. Okay, the complexity of a system is when a system is isolated, is standalone, you have his complexity, but when the systems have to work together, a web database, etc., you have to add 25% of problems or issues by the interaction between them, and all of this makes the some percent of what the facts by minute. Okay. Don't forget that I'm talking about an organization where the IT department was changing to agile methods, but the organization is still hierarchy. It's hierarchical, okay? So, another source of conflicts. The second Zasca here. Okay, everything can be resolved, you can put the line up, okay, but marketing has the mass destruction weapon. I hope you agree with it. They have the red button, okay? But not only this, they have the ability to spare the red button across the world using third parties, etc. An advertisement campaign can put all the servers down, and nobody in the IT department was knowing that the advertisement campaign was online. Okay. So, for instance, this is Google Analytics. We had to learn what does this metrics SIM. It's a marketing tool, but it had become an IT tool too. Okay, after the fight, after all the problems, we realized that we must work deeper together. I emphasized the word deeper. Okay? And we found that we thought that DevOps must be the solution because It worked with the developers, with the sysadmins, and will be a bridge to both departments. But it was a rough job, and Jack Norris would help us. We tried to get help talking about DevOps, but 3 months later we had no help found. At last, the help we need, okay? So we thought that we have to solve our problems ourselves, because we found profiles, skills in ops, especially in devs, but not in DevOps, okay? First decisions we took. Okay, adopt agile or be deep in agile practices for all the teams. Deploy code with no fear, important. To have a monitorized system. Okay. Try to automatize as everything as possible, and have mixed competencies in each team. Here there is a difference from another slide. If you can see, the colors of the post-its were mixed. Okay, in another slides where we were working in a parallel mode, a parallel way. Here, no, we saw that we need to work in a mix mode. Okay. Some decisions we took. Okay. This is our action wall. On June 2013, there was a lot of tasks mixed. Okay. So we had these are only examples of this mixture. Okay, all the teams were involved in work together. For instance, one thing or one project that made us work by this way was a TV campaign that multiplied our traffic, our web traffic, by 10 in 1 minute. Okay, we had to do stress testing. Very important, but we didn't know anything about stress testing. We searched outside the organization who could help us about stress testing, and okay, we had to learn, we had to delegate to people to have stress testing from zero. Okay, we had innovations. We adopted a tool for monitoring. The organization saw that we had common goals. We have really a common plan, and we were going in the same boat. Other things, TD test, cover 30% of production code. We put internal SLAs. We have, at the moment, we have to do 1% of downtime because the AS400 never fails, but it has to be maintained. Okay, so 1 day a week, it has to be down. Another agile methods like premortem, things such as this. These are things that we want to make from now. Okay, premortem sessions to avoid the maintenance of AS400, etc. What are our actual Scrum and Kanban walls? Well, here is a picture. And you can see that there are cards from different color. We have the monitoring system there. Tasks from other teams are in several in several Scrum boards, etc. You can see there. And after all, what we want to be now, our new purposes. I think here is not written, but the first is to change the culture of the organization. Okay, I said again, we are at IT department with agile methods. We work together, deep together, but the rest of the company, okay, yes, the user has come to us, but still is a hierarchical organization. This is difficult to adopt agile methods. As it is a culture, it's difficult for the organization to change a culture. Okay? Okay, some of our proposals. 99% web availability, more about automation, maybe Chef, maybe Puppet, continuous delivery, discipline agile, okay. We want to improve. My last advice is, I could give you a lot of advices, only some of them. Don't solve small problems burning your tools, because, okay, maybe it could be your team who burns. You burn people, you burn credibility. So, small problems, okay, small solutions. Be iterative, small changes for big benefits, etc. Another advice is involve people, involve departments, involve teams. Let the people come to you, let the information come, but go to find information. The communication, maybe people doesn't know that you have to be informed of something, so go and search for the information, for collaboration. Thought about teams as a person, as a people, okay? You can read a lot of documentation on the internet about the leaders, the team leaders, Scrum Masters, okay? But after all, there are people, there are persons, there are people that is not is a part of a team, but is not the leader. But you have to take care of him too, okay? And don't forget that the office is a social space too, not only working. Okay? These are some of my friends involved in the presentation. Thank you very much. I hope there are no questions because you want to go to lunch. And that's all. Any questions? You're hungry. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.